This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by...
Can I get a picture with you?
Okay, I've got a camera ready. More pieces of Ron Paul news continue to trickle out after the November election. But there's a much more important politician who is taking baby steps in Paul's direction on some issues. His name is Barack Obama. Don't get your hopes up too high, but I couldn't help noticing three possibly constructive signals from America's new tyrant. First, he has announced a desire to shut down the infamous detention center at Guantanamo Bay and try the suspected guerrillas there in U.S. courts. He's designated Paul Volcker as the head of an economics advisory team. Volcker ran the Fed during most of the Reagan years and is credited with having a rush of brains to the head that prevented hyperinflation in the 70s, or not the 70s, but in the early 80s. Ron Paul economic advisor Peter Schiff has voiced support for Volcker, but he says he doesn't think Volcker will last very long on the advisory group. Also, Obama has been talking up the importance of going through the budget line by line and making cuts. However, he's promised to do more bad things than I can even list. The good things here are more than undone by just one bad thing, his support for the October bailout plan. Free Talk Live reports that plan has given the authorities so much power, they are now announcing they'll be doing up to $7 trillion in total bailouts, without the need to even put the thing before Congress again. FDL also reports that amount is equivalent to half the nation's gross national product. So, a lot more bad news than good. But as Churchill showed us, it's sometimes appropriate to praise the good decisions of bad men. Back to some more direct Ron Paul, or back to the Ron Paul movement itself. Looks like the movement may have had a baby this fall, apparently birthed around September. The Draft Jesse Ventura movement. You can opine on this to your heart's content at venturaforums.com. They're not exactly swamped with traffic yet, but you can't accuse them of failing to get an early start. Ventura was a speaker at Ron Paul's recent Rally for the Republic and has recently released a book criticizing the American political system. He's a former wrestler who served as governor of Minnesota for some years, back in the 90s. That's all the Ron Paul news I have to report today, but surely there shall be more. This is Dave Ridley signing off from New Hampshire for RidleyReport.com. This November 28th, 2008. Free Talk Live Radio that puts you in control.